Hello, everybody. Just wanted to give an update. Yesterday, first of all, went very well. I went down to Sculpture Park, and I didn't know what to expect at first. Actually, at first there was very little traffic, very little Pokemon traffic, but eventually more people rolled in, and people started talking, and I simply was telling individuals that, I don't want your money. I simply want you to read the sign, and that's all I want. And so that's what I did. I went to Sculpture Park and with my sign, and it was unbelievable, actually. There were crowds of individuals at the park. At times there was 5, 10+ people just standing around and listening to me, in a sense, preach about borderline personality disorder, and when I was talking about mental health stigma and BPD and how this is a killer, people stopped and they listened. And the reason is because it does touch so many people out there. It's like cancer. Everybody knows somebody who's dealing with mental illness. And just a quick short story about what happened. One of the highlights of the day, I think, was there was 2 teenage kids, 15 years old, that came up to me. And at first I thought, that I don't know if they know what their what BPD is, or I didn't know why they were coming up, but these guys were unbelievable, way above their age. They sat and we talked for a good hour and a half, while other people, were walking by, and those 2 folks are actually going to be going to their high school in about a month here, and trying to get me in to talk to an assembly, talk to the high school kids about BPD and the seriousness of mental illness and stigma and so forth. So that was really cool, and they wanted to give me their last $4, and I asked them instead. I asked them to go up to the Quick Trip and actually buy a sandwich or something and give it to somebody else, give it to a homeless person. And that's what they did, and they came back and with smiles on their faces, and they got to feel what it was like to give back to others. So another cool thing is a social media company called Red Shoe Media had gone live with a news or a feed, and they have like 12,000 followers, and the video that they put up had over, I think it's up to 4,100 views so far. And that to me is great. Although I hate the attention, that's still one of the that's still something that we're at least getting the message out there to folks. Another great thing that happened yesterday is an offer from a friend who I haven't seen in decades of a free vehicle, and I'm going to try to get that worked out in terms of getting to Dubuque. But then I am dealing with, and I am so grateful. It's unbelievable that somebody would do that. And as you saw the comment, it's Eric McSpearin. You might have saw the comment on there, so I'm sure I can use his name. But unbelievable the people that are out there supporting me and giving back. I did want to talk real quick about and along with that comes other things like registration and insurance and all that. And with the GoFundMe, I can't take out of that account right now, so I'm gonna have to figure some things out. That even it's still a vehicle that I might that I'll be able to take at some point. It just might not be for a couple weeks. I'm not sure yet. So the after effects from yesterday. Today I woke up and I am like a different person than I was yesterday, and I'm just being honest with you. The pressures that go along with this, with raising awareness, the pressures that go along with putting yourself in a sense in the spotlight. Talking to these folks out there yesterday, I was in a great mood. I was happy, smiling, and I was giving back, and it was great. I was carrying a message. Today I felt like I couldn't even handle any daily tasks, anything at all. So I knew what was coming with my emotions, with the BPD emotions, and it's one of those things that I felt today that I didn't deserve it. I don't deserve any of this, and I'm not going to make it. That's what I felt like today. And so, but like I said before, whenever I feel like that, I need to get out of myself. And so that's what I did. As much as I was texting people and complaining, I'm like, I have no idea how I'm going to do this. I'm so overwhelmed, even with, because I'm so deep into getting my life back together. And but then I was dropped off at a plasma center, and after I donated plasma, I knew I needed to walk home, and it was pouring out rain, and I didn't even know where to get home. I can't use the navigation right now because the data usage is just so high, and so I was going to literally wander the streets and try to make myself, get myself back downtown. A gentleman came up to me and asked for a cigarette, and I told him, I said, I don't have that many. I said, the reason why I said, I'll give it to you as long as you listen to my story. So I told him my story, and I told him, I said, I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm simply, letting you know that I'm giving you this because this is what I need to do in order for me to, to stay alive and get healthy, is to give back. I said, so I told him my situation. I told him to follow me. He was very grateful, and then about 5 minutes later, about 3 blocks down at a gas station, I was sitting outside, and the gentleman comes up and says, "Hey, my girlfriend just picked me up, and I saw you over here. Can I give you a ride downtown?" And that right there, right downtown, down here to the library, made a world of difference. And we talked about my story on the way down. Very, very nice couple, to trust bringing somebody into their vehicle and giving them a ride says a lot. So, again, as soon as I start to feel, the intensity of those emotions, I need to continue to get out of myself. And when I do so, when I give back, I get more in return. It's just very hard to even deal with this disorder, even with everything, stable in my life in terms of job and a place to live and shower and a car and all that stuff. And so to deal with this and the pressures of carrying this message and to continue to do what I've been doing out here is very, very difficult. And this is why people don't come forward with BPD awareness. It's so much. It is so difficult to do. And so, but I wanted to go live today and talk about the good and the bad. Great day yesterday, but I knew it was coming today. I knew that the emotions and my mind was going to take over, and but I also knew I needed to get out of myself, and give back. And even after that, I might even have an offer to a place to stay, at least for a few days in this next week. And I'm not sure exactly if that's going to happen, but I know that with the rain and the flooding down here, the place that I was staying at, I know that it's going to be totally underwater down there. So I really wouldn't have a place to go tonight. So again, when you give back, good things happen. I'm still struggling with the after effects from yesterday and the pressures that go along with that. But I tell you, it's just odd how this happens, and every time I try to isolate and I don't want to seek somebody else, somebody ends up coming to me, and then all of a sudden I'm back again, and I'm ready to go and keep pushing. So that's where I'm at today. I might have a potential job offer coming in the next couple hours even, but if I don't get it, I don't get it, and I just got to keep applying and keep moving. A lot of this stuff with the exposure of what's going on, this could lead to a different opportunity for me as well. I was told yesterday so many times. I mean, people were coming up to me and telling me how I've been an inspiration and how I was even called a hero yesterday and for speaking out, because nobody, people with BPD have came up to me yesterday, and a lot of people came up and who had no idea what this disorder was, and I was commended over and over again. And in my mind, I cannot, it's very hard to take a compliment. It's very hard to take that and run with it and feel confident about what I'm doing, because my natural instinct is to say that, I'm full of shame and guilt for what's happened in the past, and that I don't deserve that. I don't deserve any positive attention or anything like that. So it's very odd, how this disorder works. It's an emotional intensity disorder. There's nothing that can stop it, and that's why I've been preaching about the lack of education or the lack of resources in our state for residential treatment, because people don't know, I'm simply still here because of my children and because of the fact that I'm giving back and providing this awareness. If I didn't have those things, I don't know how anybody could do this long term. You know, I've been dealing with the severity of this for about 18, 19 months now, and it's absolutely exhausting. And so I was just talking to the individuals in the car about it. I said, you know, it's just one of those things where you just have to keep kicking and keep going, and that's what I'm going to try to do. So I think that's probably about all I wanted to talk about today. And I thank you for all your support, and I'm going to continue to to keep going and try to keep a positive mindset. You know, I know a lot of times people say, well, you know, just stay positive, and I get it, and I understand, and I've said that to a lot of people. But unless you're in the mind of a borderline personality disorder, it really is hard to understand. And we talked a lot about that yesterday when I was out at the sculpture park about how, you know, people they mean well and they understand, and people with mental illness understand, but you know, it's the individuals that came up to me yesterday with borderline personality disorder that were talking to me about. They're like, you get it, you know, you understand 100%. And I always say I could probably, you know, it's like finishing each other's sentences. You know, I had some best friends in high school, Ricky Hash. I think you had joined Ricky Hash and Matt Lenhart. That's how I always felt. We could always, you know, finish each other's sentences. We were always on the same page and best friends, and that's kind of like what it's like with the BPD. It's like an immediate connection because they get it. So, like I said, I'm going to try to do my best, and I might even have a place to stay tonight and for a few days. I'm not entirely sure yet. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go out and I'm going to search for some businesses, and I'll keep you updated on what businesses, if there is any businesses tonight that I can find to donate some food, and I'm going to go deliver that and wait for the phone call on the job and see if I can have a place to stay tonight and just get through the day and go from there. So again, I appreciate all the support, and that's it. So go Cubs.